Hey loves, and welcome back to my spiritual journey. So I know it's been a little minute, it's been a little time, but your girl has been getting some stuff together, okay? So I have a jewelry business coming out. I have a graphics business coming out. I have, of course, more videos for the channel. I did not forget about my people. More videos for the channel. And I also have just a lot of things in the works. I have a new book coming out, an affirmations and mantras book, which is called Spiritual Desires. 31 affirmations and mantras for a better you. So your girl is just doing a lot of things at the moment. But I did not forget about my people. I did not forget about these videos, and you will have more content coming soon. So look out for your girl. Hey loves, if you want to watch fun videos about self-love, spiritual story times, and much more from the view of a spiritualist, then stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Peace and love. Hey loves, and welcome to my spiritual journey. Okay, so today's video will be about how I set up my altar. I'm going to just give an example of just a basic setup for my ancestor altar because my altar has a lot of stuff going on, so we're going to give you the basics. Okay, so I always put out water for my ancestors. That's the first, always goes on my altar. Oh, let me give you the basic setup first. Okay. I cleanse my altar with Florida water. After the cleansing of the altar with Florida water, I put down white cover over my altar. You can do like a white mat or like a little sheeted fitted blanket, like a the small ones, not big old sheet, but a nice little fitted thing to cover wherever type of dresser you have it on, or fitted little table that you have it on. Some people put it on their end stand, some people put on just like a little side table. So depending on the size of the table that you're using, then appropriate cloth to go over it. But I use a white cloth. So I put on it my water. I put flowers sometimes, depending on what mood I'm in. Kind of depends on the flower, or what I'm praying about to my ancestors. Kind of depends on what types of flowers that I use. Right now I have rose petals because it has the highest vibration. So for now, rose petals. Okay, so I have the rose petals. I have my water. I have my candles. The amount of candles that I put on kind of depends on what I'm doing. Now, normally I do just my regular candle for the ancestors on my ancestral candle. I'll put that inside the middle of my table, and I don't usually do spiritual work on my ancestor table. I usually do that somewhere else. But I do have a couple of tables, so I do have another table that I kind of do that I mostly do ancestor work on, but I do spiritual work on that table as well. But on my main ancestor table, it's just my candle for my ancestors. I'm not doing any type of other spiritual work or asking for anything or any petitions or anything like that. Okay, so I have that. I have my candle. I have my water, Florida watered down, my white sheet. I have my rose petals. And I do sometimes light incense, usually frankincense incense, myrrh incense. I do like the Egyptian incense. I do use that now, depending on the moment. But I try to use incense that I feel like kind of reminds me of my ancestors, something that kind of puts me in the memory of it, because I want something that's going to actually kind of make me feel in the mood to be around them, and in the mood to like something that just reminds me of the essence of my ancestors, puts me in that place of just wanting to commune with them. Also, I like to use mist on my altar just to set the mood, set the atmosphere. I love SKB mist, which is Spirit Knows Best mist by Tasha Matrez. Love those. I love her Divine Darkness. I use that as protection over my altar. I love her Actual Protection mist. I love her Wisdom Mist, Divine Wisdom Mist, and I also definitely love her Spirit of the Ancestors Mist. I use that every day on my altar. Even when I'm not sitting at my altar, I still spray that over my altar. But you do what works for you, whatever has the energy flowing for you. They usually say you like to do different types of magic. So whether it be air magic with the incense, or candle magic, or water magic with the with your water. It's different ways you can do it. Crystal magic. All depends on what you feel called to do for your altar, what you feel like your ancestors are asking you for. You're just doing it in remembrance of your ancestors, doing it to hold that connection to them, doing it so they will be able to have a set place in your household to speak to you and to commune with you and to give you wisdom. Just to let them know that they are welcome there in your space, and that their energy is, welcome, and that you love them. So that's the way I do my altar. You don't have to do yours the same. But that was one of my first steps to actually setting up my basic ancestral altar. And one of my first steps to actually being spiritual was setting up my ancestor altar. I did ancestor work way before I even started with Orisha work. And if you want me to get into some Orisha work, then let me know in those comments. I also like to do my crystals. I like to do 3 crystals in triangular shape around my altar, just as protection. I usually do black tourmaline, but you can do whatever works for you. I also like rose quartz. That's good for attracting love. So my black tourmaline and my rose quartz. So, it all depends on what you want to use. Also, some people like to do ancestor money. I don't necessarily do ancestor money on my altar. I might do regular money like cash or pennies, copper pennies. And usually do those in sets of 3s. It's just what I'm used to as for protection. But yeah, that's usually what I do on my altar. You don't have to do the same on yours. You can just take it as a reference guide and put on what you like, what you feel called to do for your ancestors, what your ancestors love on there. Some people like to put pictures of their ancestors that have passed along. Some people like to do an actual artifact from their ancestors, like maybe one of their if it's a child who passed away, maybe their favorite teddy bear, or if it's maybe a grandmother or something like that, an older picture of them, or an older necklace that they may have had before. Put whatever calls to you, whatever gives you the memory and the feeling and the essence of your ancestors on there, known and unknown, because it might not be a grandmother, maybe it's a great 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 grandmother that you've never met, and you could put one of their jewelry pieces on there, or something that they've had for a long time that has been passed down to you. So feel free to use what you feel called to use for your altar. I always say, what I do is for me. It's not for anyone else. If you want to use that, then use it. If you don't, just use it as a reference guide. So enjoy the rest of your nights. Peace and love. I hope you return back. Enjoy future videos. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and have a blessed night. Peace and love. Hey loves, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that post notification bell so you can be updated when I post future